I get a text from Tim. You home? Home? Of course I'm home. With the pandemic and all, most of us are home, quarantined by law. I hadn't heard from Tim in over a year. So I cut to the chase. You need a place to crash? There's a long pause before Tim responds. Got a couch. I'm reminded of a few years back when Tim disappeared the first time. After a long romantic dry spell, he started dating a new gal, an international artist. I think he met her at an exhibition where she stapled brown banana peels to a plastic wall. You know, art. Anyway, he vanished. Whoosh. Nowhere to be seen. Listen, I get it. You start dating somebody new, and everyone else gets the hat. It's not cool, but I get it. Tim went AWOL for a year, and then suddenly out of the blue he calls me. He's sorry we haven't talked in a while, and now he's engaged. He wants to hang out. I said, yeah, sure. He said, what about right now? I, okay, come on over. We hang out. He has his work laptop with him. I have work to do. Just like old times when he would visit me for the day. A couple hours pass and his fiancée calls him. His face turns white. She changed the apartment door locks and had given him the boot. And she's keeping the engagement ring. I feel bad for Tim, but this call wasn't out of the blue. The motherfucker knew. That afternoon turns into 4 months of Tim crashing my living room couch. 4 months of having to navigate his morning hours with my night hours. We were like the odd couple on steroids, and I swear to God, he had narcolepsy. The minute I wanted to watch a movie, his eyes would go dim. His mouth would go slack, and he'd be drooling through Alien versus Predator or an episode of Lost. And he got good at it too. I'd hear him snoring and look over, and his eyes would be wide open. How the fuck did he do that? Anyway, it became impossible to use my living room. After a full day of work, I quarantined myself in my bedroom, punching the wall, reading Doom Patrol comic books. Day after day, Tim be sitting on the couch, obsessively checking his email every few minutes, and then he'd slump into a catatonic state, which I could sympathize with the first month and try to rally him, but it got worse. He'd be lying there, eyes dim, slack-jawed and drooling, deep inside an emotional coma with his laptop open to his email. I'd take a few extreme close-ups of his face, mouth agape like a murder victim, and I'd upload them to my computer and send Tim an email, a gallery of his own big sleeping head. And I'd take the egg timer from the kitchen, wind it up to 5 minutes, and then run back to my desk, and he'd leap up to the rattling sound of the egg timer and his Pavlovian response to check email, only to be confronted with his own sleeping face. He never looked at me to acknowledge the cyber attack. My friendly fire. We never discussed it. Tim wasn't making much money. I could feed him what I could. After a full day of work, I came home with a a couple of burritos, and somehow the burritos broke ice, eased the tension between us, and made me realize why we'd become friends in the first place. I still disagreed with Tim's stance on free will. He didn't believe in it, but we could talk about all sorts of pop culture. He'd offer to do the dishes. I'd say I'd take care of it. As I was sliding the first clean dish into my dish rack, I came across a conundrum. The dish wouldn't slide into a slot. As I tried to shove it in, it wouldn't work. What the hell? Upon closer inspection, the grooves were facing the opposite way. So the dishes that were angling to the left were now angling to the right. And then it hit me. I can feel him breathing behind me on my neck. I slowly turned around. The hot water's still running. Something wrong? I pointed to the dish rack. Yeah. The dish rack got turned around. You have something to do with that? He walked back a few inches. It works better that way. I turned off the hot water. Better? How? Tim's head turned red. Did he just ball up his hands into fists? It drips more efficiently. My nostrils flared. Pompous, presumptuous little fuckhead. I pointed my finger to the front apartment door and said, "Get out. Get the fuck out of my apartment now." I wasn't a complete dick. I bought him his new digs. Within a year, he disappeared with a new girlfriend. The dish incident made me realize and think about Tim's stance on free will. Some people might deem Tim lazy, a loser. He couldn't keep a girlfriend, couldn't keep his job. But he didn't seem too at odds with it. Depressed? Sure, he's not a monster. But he wouldn't express his grief that much. He just trudged forward like a body does in order to survive, only he knew how to take naps. Lots of naps. And it made me wonder, did Tim just accept his lot in life because he didn't think he could affect change? Is his life just a part of some grand scheme and he's just playing a role? What is our purpose in life? What is my purpose in life but to help people like Tim sometimes, so suckers like me can help him get by? I look back at the text. Got a couch. I text him back. You know I have a couch.